Hi, it's the 18th of Feb at 6:52. Burloin, Avon River in tail end of summer, Western Australia. So this is all a big river in winter. And now it is almost completely. I'm trying to get the dogs in, but they're running around me so fast. I've probably made you a bit dizzy, sorry. So basically, afternoon, it's, 7 o'clock, and so humid, so hot. And, oops, the daisies. Trying to show you the dogs having fun, but they're just doing circles. Now I'm going to go down this little hill here. So I'll go down the hill. Yet again, I'm in my bare feet. Peoples, walking barefoot is the go. Oh, it's called grounding. It's really good for you. So I've just come down that big steep. Look at this. Big log in there. And then we can see Zena's head just there. Zena, hello, hi. And then, not sure where Alvin. Ah! Oh. Okay, and now Alvin's going to come around the edge and running towards me, but not quite running into me. Running over the balcony. I called that the balcony. That's ridiculous. Alright, I'm out of this loop. I'm getting out of this loop before they knock me over. Anyways, yep, I've been home all day studying. Unbelievable. 9:30 to 6 p.m. Whew. Minus a lunch break and when my neighbour came over to visit me. So my good Lord. Pretty much 8 hours of non-stop study. Eyeballs got very tired, so did my hands from writing. I learnt so much. I cannot wait to share with you what I've learnt. Been studying Ecclesiastics, Romans, Job, some miscellaneous. They nearly knocked me over. Yeah, miscellaneous. Some miscellaneous little verses here and there that were relevant. But overall, run. Overall, Ecclesiastics, and Job. Fascinating stuff. I've learnt so much today. Like so much. I've only just started learning the Bible in the last month. Never read the Bible before. I've always wanted to give it a go. I've always wanted to try. Just couldn't start. I just didn't know where to start. I found it all too overwhelming. And now I just want to read it every day. I don't read it every day, and I wish I would. But it's such a journey. It's like it's a labyrinth. You start reading the Bible and it's really, really hard to stop because it's just a fascinating journey. And then each chapter, each verse takes you to another one, you know what I mean? And it's just an ongoing journey of learning, and everything you need to learn about life is in there. Everything. Never knew the Bible was so amazing as what I've come to realise it actually is now. It's amazing. So I just have to watch out for this. This is a very steep embankment that I'm walking down at the moment, and I have to be a bit careful. Okay. Yeah, our water flow, it's really getting very low. Very, very low. The dogs have got probably building up a bit of a immunity to the algae in the water. I just think maybe they're a bit tougher than me because they eat, you know how dogs eat some, if you don't watch them, they can eat some disgusting stuff. But you can see the algae on there, and I not like, plus it's not really very deep for me. They're shorter than me, their leggies are shorter. I just find, so that's the bit up the front there, that's normally where I go swimming, up there. And it was much bigger, but I don't know now whether I want to go swimming because a couple of weeks ago when I went swimming I got a rash that took me a really long time to get rid of. It was really, like, it was there, here, and it was almost like an ulcer. It was really deep it was in my bloodstream, and I just walk around the spit here. Just in case it's algae in the water, I don't want to risk putting my face in the water because I've got like this thing here, whatever that is. I think it's a mozzie bite that I scratched, and I don't want to get the bloody algae water in it in case there is something in the algae. And then I think, well, I'm letting the dogs go in it. That can't be okay, surely, but they need their swims, they need their runs. So, oh, did you see that? He missed me by about, look, and that was him coming up to me to half apologise, but with a big cheerful smirk, like, not a smirk, it wasn't a smirk. It was like a gleeful grin of, did you see how close I got to you? You see, I nearly hit you, but I didn't. Do you see how clever I am? It was like he was showing off. He was like, oh, look how clever I am. Look how clever I am. I came really close, but I didn't get you. Their faces are so expressive. Yeah, I reckon you can tell what they're thinking just by their faces, hey? It's so funny. They come up to me. I'll be doing something. Happily doing something, right? She loves swimming, little Xena. She just loves swimming, this one. Come on. Come on. Come on. She's getting so strong with her swimming. Gentle Alvin, when she was little, I was a bit worried that she wouldn't know her limits and she might... I was a bit worried that she wouldn't know her limits and that she might drown. But I'm not so worried about that now. Xena! Come on! Look at her, just doing circles. She's going to find some shallow land soon. She's gone for the shallow. She's gone for the shallow. How clever is she? That's probably quite slippery, but she's getting herself up. Well done, Xena. She probably won't be able to get up. It's too slippery. She's like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Help. Help. She did it. Oh, well done, Xena. Woohoo! Yeah. That's impressive, eh? I reckon that's impressive. Yep. She really loves the water, hey. So this is where I was swimming last week, 2 weeks ago, and it was so much higher. And yeah, it was quite deep and relatively pleasant. I was quite excited, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be able to get through summer because of this. But look, it's I'll show you. It's not shallow, but it's not deep. Oh. And definitely can't really swim in it, I don't reckon. So at least I can get cool with my legs. So this is us in summer. Us in the Abound River in summer. Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah, pretty special, isn't it, really? At least we have water, hey, like, I was hoping this would stay deeper throughout the whole summer and I'd be able to swim. I was like so excited because I love the ocean, love swimming, so I was so excited thinking I'm going to have water all year round. Yeehaw! But then I realised, I don't know if you can see the murkiness on top of that water. That's algae, guys, that's algae. And I don't know if you know much about algae, but, okay, this might get deep. I'll see how deep it gets. Ooh, Ooh, it's getting up to my waist. Now it's up to my waist. Ah! Okay. Ah! Alright, now it's definitely going up higher. Oh, this is okay. It's not too bad. Look, there's our Xena. Excellent. Whoop, whoop. Now it's gone way past my belly button. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so in all honesty, this is deep enough. It is deep, but I don't want to put my head under. What a shame, hey? Don't really feel like it'd be wise for me to put my head and eyes and ears. Oh, my ears, no. But then I think about the animals and I'm letting them go under. And I don't know. I tell you what, there's some people in bloody Northern that are shocked I'm letting my dogs swim in the river. And they were even more shocked when I told them I've been swimming in it. So, yeah, that was cool. Nice and cool from that. That was cool. I would love to actually go and actually swim in that. And I guess I could. If I did have my camera on, I could. That was still deep enough, I thought. That went up to my belly button. Just a bit above my belly button. So, point of this video. Saturday afternoon in Northam. Alvin, Xena and Nadina. Oh, look, Xena just, she ran between my legs. Went between my legs for a bit of what you call security, because she was trying to get away from Alvin for a minute. Funny, hey. Yep. So Bible study day. I was going to do heaps of I had a few things I wanted to do today around the house, like chores, you know what I mean, like what do you call it, the reno work that I'm not doing, the sanding and the sandering, plastering, priming, all the hard prep work, not the fun painting, not the stuff that you do that goes, oh, and you go, oh, that's lovely, I love seeing that colour on the wall, or, it's like the hardcore prep work that has to be done really thoroughly. It's just, it must be done properly. Anyways, I didn't do anything. I just did Bible study and took my dogs for a walk. That's it today. That's it. And I would say that's a good usage of a Saturday. Going with the flow, trusting God's perfect timing, learning how to not put so much pressure on myself. Learning how to surrender to the process of life, and time is my friend. And that God's got my back and that all is well. It's like living a life in faith is a very interesting life, because you know everything's going to be okay. Like in that previous video that you saw me do, gentle. In that previous video you saw me do on whatever day it was, I can't remember now. Not Friday, not Saturday, was it Sunday? No, it was Tuesday. Yeah, that video that you saw me do on Tuesday, and when I was broken, I was desperately hanging on to my faith. Deep inside of me, I knew God had my back. Deep inside of me, I knew everything was okay. But I let my ego kick in, you see. I let my ego, like the worldly problems, become bigger than my faith, you see. And I have a friend who said, just be mindful that's your pre-menopausal hormones as well, because I was menstruating at the time. She said, so whenever things are hard in life and you're menstruating and you're premenopausal, everything's going to seem darker, harder, blah, blah, blah. So I was also being mindful of that. And I was observing everything I was feeling and thinking, and So I had this observation going on, and I was aware of why a lot of it was happening, but I still sunk into it. And then I was just like, okay, I'll just, yeah, I did that video just to reach out, I guess, because I just got so overwhelmed. I could pray to God. I could have just gone straight to God and pray to God, but there was something about me that just really wanted to share that process as well. I'm not sure why this YouTube is interesting like that. Like, see, what the purpose of this YouTube channel is to show the raw vulnerabilities of life and the processes of the raw vulnerabilities. So, like, we have, see, to be really joyful and trusting involves raw vulnerability too. Raw vulnerability has been our true authentic beings, you see, showing all of who we are, just scratching a Mozzie bite. So basically, being raw and authentic is all the full gamut of emotions, the full joy, the full pleasures, the full excitement, the full, you know, and the full despairs and the full griefs and the full fears and the full this and the fulls of blah blah. So this whole YouTube channel is purely about authentic, raw expression in order to be the full complex, freely expressed, godly child that we are. Okay? So just reminding any of you that are questioning the content and why some of it is a bit raw, is a bit extreme. I am deliberately, like there's a time I would rather hide, of course, and keep it to myself. And I thought, no, I set this YouTube up for a specific reason, and I felt guided by God to create it to be a certain way. And I also got encouragement from a really amazing therapist of mine to do the YouTube. It was actually her that said, please get a YouTube channel up and running. The world needs to hear what you've got to say. So it's actually because of her encouragement, and I just keep getting more and more encouragement constantly. Like, I'm getting so much encouragement. Not that I need it's not an egotistical validation going on here. It's just the encouragement that the content is being presented in a way that's of use, and that and I'm just going with what I feel directed by God at the moment and angels. And I haven't had any. Sometimes I get pretty clear insight. Try not to swear so much. Try not to talk too much about actual. Well, I can talk about my personal feelings about something, but to go into too much detail about the story of what someone else has said or done, I can talk about my feelings about a situation. I think that's got a lot of integrity. But to go into detail about what the other has done that caused this feeling of mine, it's like I don't really need to go into detail about my stories either, about my past. I said this to my neighbour and also my therapist. I said I need to discuss the emotions that are coming up. The emotions are what are present. So the actual incident that happened to me when I was younger, or happened to me just recently with my husband and I, for example, or something that just say last week, 2 weeks ago, that happened with a supposed friend of mine who's, put some clear boundaries in place. I put some really clear boundaries in place because I don't need friends like that. This particular lady has to really become self-accountable and self-responsible for her own feelings and not just project them onto me. And it's not for me to help her heal it out. If she asks me in a respectful manner, sure. Just what I've had other friends do, sure. I'll be there to help you help yourself out for sure, 100%. But if someone's just dumping on me, like, no, I'm not accepting that anymore. But I don't need to discuss the story of what happened there. It's just the feeling that it brought up. It's like all that childhood stuff that happened to me. It's the feeling, it's the emotion that I've got to work on. The story itself isn't really necessary, except for I understand there will be a time and a place when the details are a benefit, are going to be very helpful. Only when it gets to a point where I'm working with other survivors and to help them understand, well, this is what happened to me and this is where I'm at now. And so they can go, wow, well, if that's what happened to you and you're where you're at now, bring it on. Let's start working together. Because if they don't know the extent of my abuse, then they might think, oh, you weren't as, your abuse was just trivial compared to mine. And then when they hear what really happened, they go, oh my good Lord. Oh my good Lord. You went from that to where you are now. Wow. Wow. Yep, you've really mastered, so much self-love and radical acceptance of life, and embodied, godly spirits, fruits, blah, blah, blah. I just went on a small tangent there. So overall, it's the emotions that are important, not the actual story itself. And so I have to be mindful of my YouTubes when I'm discussing a story in detail too much. I don't want to be doing that, and I also don't want to be swearing. And there's a few things I'm trying to be mindful of with my YouTubes. But apart from that, sorry, I'm in my YouTube, I like to be authentic and just go with the flow, and I'm not orchestrating or scripting it, okay? So in that regard, I let it free. I let it just freestyle. So I'm mindful of allowing it to be authentic in the freestyling element. When I say mindful, I'm trying to make sure that even in my freestyling, I give myself some boundaries. I think that's a healthy thing to do, like with my language. So even though I'm freestyling, I'm still wanting to, give myself some healthy boundaries. But so when I say mindful of the word choice and everything, I'm just wanting to be careful. I just would like to not swear, so blaspheme so much. I'd like to blaspheme less. I'd like to master blaspheming less, just for my sake. Every now and again, I just swear so much, it just keeps coming out, like every second, third word, and I'm always shocked when it happens. So I'm not always shocked, but I'm often going, well, why is it happening so much now, and other times it doesn't? So that's what I mean by mindfulness around that, okay? Not controlling myself. But I am learning, mastering self-control, self-regulation around sinful emotion, what I call sinful emotion, because in the Bible it's sinful emotion. Learning about that today, actually. I was learning about that today. So I'm not going to go into the detail about that now because I've written notes about it. But basically, anger, unrestrained anger is actually a sin. And that's been one of my biggest sins. Allowing that anger just to come out like a volcano under certain circumstances. And you could say that's the fiery darts of the wicked one coming in. That's one way of seeing it. Or how Job described it, the spears, the arrow spears of God. So Job saw it not as the fiery darts of the devil attacking him. Job saw it as the spears, and he equated that to God putting a spear in him to go, you will look at this. This is for your benefit to look at. And it was hurt Job just as much as if it was a fiery dart of the devil. But Job perceived to see it differently. So amazing. And I've decided that I don't want to see that I'm under devil's attack so much anymore. I'm under God's protection, I would say wholeheartedly now, because I've surrendered as a child of God completely, right? So how I'm seeing it is, this beautiful rock that just came from somewhere. That wasn't here yesterday. That was not here yesterday. So how did a rock land here? That's weird. That's very weird. Now, yeah, reading the Bible is fascinating, everyone. I'm learning so much. And yeah, rather than see myself as being under attack by the devil, which I'm not anymore, I swear I'm not anymore. I just think it's not going to happen anymore at all, ever, okay? Seeing how Job sees it, which is like, he sees it as God piercing him with a spear, going jab, jab, look at this, deal with this, come on, step up. Because it's actually through the process of Trials and tribulations. Battery's going flat. Trials and tribulations. Trials and tribulations, right? Trials and tribulations. Understanding that it's teaching us, it's deepening and widening our understanding of ourselves and all that we can offer and be and all that life is and all that God has planned for us and stepping into our full power. It's the trials and tribulations that actually furnace. You know, when you're like in an anvil and you're a piece of iron. Can you see that orange on my face? That's from the sunset. Isn't that beautiful? But you know, when a piece of iron is hammered with an anvil and shaped into something quite spectacular through all that heat and all that banging, well, that's basically what God is doing for us. That is basically what God is doing for us when we set the calling, when we step up into that, into the trials and tribulations, being there to mould us into all of what we were destined to be and all what we're capable of being. That's when we step up into that God's calling. Oh, wow. Everything changes. Perceptions change. That's why when I felt broken, I went into that grief. I was quite shocked, and I don't know if I remember telling you, but that was on Tuesday. And the previous Friday, I had that horrible suicidality thought, you know, putting a knife in my throat, which I obviously shared with my therapist and a couple of friends. And I said, I'm so alarmed that thought popped into my head again. And one of my friends said, oh, look, it's just your hormones. It's your hormones. You've got to be so gentle on yourself at this time in your life because your hormones are so out of whack. So I've got to pray to God to release that to God and protect me around my period time from now on, to help me balance out my hormones. So that next month I can be more prepared. And there's the little beautiful ones, where are they? And then she's in the water again. And I'll shut this video out soon and we'll get going home. She's out of the water now. Did I get her in the video? No, hat was covering her, sorry. Yeah. Point of this video, when we accept God's calling, when we really step into surrendering to God's calling, everything gets turned for the good. Like every experience, God will turn for our betterment, because it's part of us being turned into this amazing piece of God's armour. Become part of God's armour, become part of God's plan. And you know, God's plan just exists regardless of whether we step into it or not. It's happening around regardless. But if we step into it, then we then get into the surge of the abundance of it all, you see. And then we get all the sovereignty that comes being under God's sovereignty. That process of being under God's protection and God's sovereignty, we are forevermore. Where's Alvin gone? Oh, there he is. He's on the sand. We're forevermore protected, you see, and we forevermore have nothing to fear. Look at little Athena doing the last minute zoomies because she knows we're going home. I think that's really funny. Alvin's resting. Alvin's resting, right? And normally Alvin's like a real zoomer, and now it's Zena doing it. I think that's so hilarious. That is hilarious. And he's like, no, I'm happy resting, thanks very much. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to take him home now. Anyways, lots of love. God's bless. We'll talk more about this later. It's an exciting topic, and it'll be a forevermore topic. And yeah, it's all amazing. God's amazing. Life's amazing. Keep well, everyone. Keep everyone. God bless. God bless. Okay, bye. Love you.